It is December 28th, 2025. It is 3 a.m. As usual, I am not in bed because I don't want weird sexual rituals or blood rituals or humiliation rituals done to me in the middle of the night. The entire shelter is partaking in a demonic possession, including the staff. They already think they know everything that's going on. And aside from that, and you can hear that they're talking about it. So it's kind of amusing. Aside from that, there was an incident that happened shortly after I made the first video talking about that I had to surrender. So I guess my anger is a form of surrender, unbeknownst to these perpetrators. And since I surrendered, the divine is very happy about that. So, sorry. I don't even know the girl's name. And then she wanted to be very aggressive. And I told her, I said, we can go downstairs if she wants. And then she wanted to talk about how she's rich. And I said, then why are you here in a shelter? You know? And then claiming that I'm schizophrenic. And I was like, really? She's like, why would I touch your bed? And I was like, yeah, why would you? Because you do it methodically every night. So, when somebody does something methodically to harass you, it's a consistent observation that they're doing it, for psychological harassment and intimidation. Aside from that, and I apologize for all the noise of all the, people that just are irrelevant, but, they exist in my reality right now. But aside from that, I told her we can go downstairs. So, um, and the funny part is that, like I said, I already have the federal court case. I already have what we have, the microchips in our bodies as well anyway. So, basically they've already had this, they've had this technology, you know, since the 1950s. Let's just go back to that, with the US patents where they have the behavioral manipulation, they have the ventriloquism for V2K, voice to skull. They can probably audio, like, since they already can get audio of, put audio into our brains using the transmissions of the chips that they have put into our brains and, other areas of our body. It's obvious. I mean, like, this is why it makes me laugh. So the perpetrators don't realize if we have transmissions going through it, the 5G broadcasting network is transmitting not just the audio to harass us, but it's also the audio for them to receive and listen, right? Right, because they listen to our mind. Well, in our mind, our the visual cortex is also programmed, and that's put up into the cloud. So everything that they're doing toward me is obviously being seen. So even if it's quote unquote hidden cameras, technically my eyes are hidden cameras. And this is how dumb the perpetrators are. They don't understand that literally we, as being targeted individuals and being experimented on by the government, are their own weapon against them. That's how stupid these perpetrators are. That's how stupid these satanic cults are. This is, I don't think it's far fetched, especially nowadays. I mean, from the 1950s, I thought initially in the 1950s it was far fetched for them to even have the subliminal messaging technology and the US patents that they originated from Italy when they, before the United States bought the alien technology from Italy as well. In the 1950s, I would have never thought this because this is not even a decade after the Great Depression. And, agriculture wasn't exactly the smartest thing that we were doing. So for the 1950s to be that, and now we're 70 years past, of course we have this technology where we're literally using our own eyes as, cameras, and then they're broadcasting it on the 5G broadcast network, as well as, so like I said, audio as well as visual. And so vocal is the same thing. So basically everything I'm saying, regardless of if it's a thought or not, is going to be distributed up into the cloud as well. So I just wanted to say that I know that they're going to be looking at the tablet because, again, I can easily drop the malware so that they can observe what I've, you know, and they're like, oh, because the other girl, she really is mental. And I like how she wanted to accuse me of schizophrenia. I'm like, I'm not the one sitting here talking to myself every day. you know? So, and, obviously that's something that she's suffering from. And I feel sorry for her for suffering from that because that is a difficult thing. However, schizophrenia is technically not a disorder. It's a disorder when people do not know how to focus their mind on usually the thoughts. It is a form of spiritual awakening as well, and that I'm assuming that's also why she's being targeted. And again, I feel sorry for her, but if she's going to be a negative person in my life, I don't need her, and I don't need to help people that are negative. So, but I just wanted to put that out there because they're like, "Oh, there's hidden cameras. What? How? Yeah, my eyes are hidden cameras. Everything you guys do to me is seen by the government and the CIA, and whether or not they're partaking in, Freemasonry, the Eastern Stars, or whatever weird satanic cult that they want to name themselves, it's still there. And like I said, I still have a federal court case. I still have my business that is partaking in the public awareness of everything that's going on. I still am in two petitions in targetedjustice.com with Anna Toledo that she had put in the federal Supreme Court, talking about being targeted on the terrorist screening database, et cetera, which I am on the terrorist screening database as a woman named Maria Robles, who is not me, obviously. And then I already talked about how we went into that most of the Social Security is 369. That's a manifestation number. So that's also classified into talking about spirituality. So when we talk about the separation of church and state, it doesn't exist. Church and state works together. Not in a good way right now, and hence why this is happening. So I just wanted to bring that up so that I could post this tonight. And thank you all for watching the video, and it's just food for thought.